Morning guys, up and at 'em. Saturday morning. Thought I'd put a video out there to answer a couple of questions that came up about my post that I put out there yesterday on pruning. I enjoy answering questions, and the questions were basically around the same subject about pruning. And what about when it comes to family? Well, there may be some of those family members that you try, and no matter what you do, nothing seems to be working. So maybe, giving space, not going over there, maybe calling on the phone, but then if it's the phone call that keeps going like that too, then it's time to, hang up. So, with that said, that's when strong boundaries come into play. You lay the boundaries, and this goes with anybody. You can use this with anybody, not just family, you can use this with friends too. Because boundaries are there to protect us. I didn't even know what boundaries were. I had no idea what a boundary was. I guess I had a lot of invisible boundaries like a lot of us do, but we never verbalized the boundary. So the other person doesn't know. But when it comes to family and the typical situation, because a lot of that goes on, where people just don't like to be around those negative areas, quite rightly so, because it brings you down. Look at my last post. But you laid a boundary, so you let them know in a calm manner before you go. I'm not willing to discuss these subjects, or, normally around religion or politics is a big one. I was always told growing up, two things you don't ever talk about: politics and religion to people. And they're right, it can get in you. I mean, if you just look at the wars that's going on, there's a lot evolves around that. But, lay the boundary, so you let them know, hey, I'm not willing to talk about these subjects. Or, if you start to get into something that you're not comfortable with, you let them know that beforehand. And then you let them know the consequence. It's like talking to a little one. The little one wants what they want. But if they cross the boundary of you saying no, it's consequence. Put the kid in time out or something like that. Take the electronics away. But when it comes to adults, action speaks. So if they cross that boundary and you let them know, hey, I'm going to leave, or I'm going to hang up if it happens, politely, and that's exactly what you do. But you've got to have the follow through too. So, because if you lay that boundary and your boundary gets walked over and you let it happen, you don't do anything, what does that say about you? What you tell in your mind? I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I've got no voice. I'm not seen. Don't matter. So now you're beating yourself up, because now you're not sticking to your boundary that's upsetting you. Meanwhile, other person is quite happy and you're not. So I hope that answers the question. Stay the course, guys. Namaste.